Also playing Super Mario Maker, and oh man,
it's terrible. Ooh. It's terrible, right?
So,
of course not.
We have played this game at E3, but we have not had that many opportunities to make things. And when we do, it's sort of the shortened version. You can't sit at E3 and make a stage. Like, that's hard. There's just too many people there. You feel oddly self-conscious. Also, the clock's ticking and there's a line behind you. So I've been playing around with it. We have a live stream. It's exclusive on IGN, 2 hours, Friday, July 31st. Be there. Like, it's going to be awesome.
Is the episode going to be up by then?
It will be up by then.
All right.
Yeah, and you're making a level for it?
I'm making
Anybody
multiple
able
levels.
Oh, you're the master?
So far, I'm the MC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Brian through his paces for the first hour. And we're going to also try to make a stage here and there.
Are you going to show him the levels beforehand or no?
No, he's going to go in blind and see what happens.
I also had an idea of having a community engagement type of thing where we ask the audience what they want us to put down next, like which tile. Yeah. So if somebody says lava, we'll just put a bunch of lava. And somebody else is like spikes, we put a bunch of spikes. Right. Eventually we'll have to put some platforms to jump on.
Hopefully it will be playable.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be playable.
That's great. That sounds like fun.
But
can I watch?
Going back to creation,
you can watch. Just keep it locked to IGN.com.
I will.
You can. There are a ton of shortcuts to this thing. And there's really, really smart design in terms of if you need to, let's say you have a pattern of pipes that you want to copy exactly. There is a button you hold down, or a pair of buttons you hold down to sort of select a row, copy them exactly, move them, or move them somewhere else. Like, there's so many things you can do. They didn't
half-ass anything.
Yeah, so actually copy works one at a time, but you can manipulate a group of items at once.
Yeah.
There is so many things that I've been like, discoveries, like genuine, like, okay, and myself sort of stroking my chin going, can I put an invisible block here? And could I reward you for finding it? Like, think about it in Mario Brothers. Sometimes you'd find just a vine that would take you places.
I didn't even think of that.
Know that was there.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I'm already thinking like that. So come prepared tomorrow, because I'm trying to really like put you through the paces, because I know you can play Mario really well.
Is it gonna be mean? Like, do you have like?
I have some.
You have Altano traps
in there. Yeah, I have.
Well,
traps.
Look, he's an expert on Pokemon, as we know.
Pokemon.
It's gonna be interesting to see how you're dealing with this Mario game.
Yeah, no, I basically started getting neck cramps because I was sitting in our live show room, sort of with my head tilted down just on the gamepad, and like an hour and a half passed, and I was just like, I don't even know where the time went, because I was having such a good time making stages. And that said, you know, unfortunately, we're not going to be touching any of the downloadable stuff or uploading stages or things like that. But when you think about all the stages you're going to be going home to that people make, holy cow, like that is going to be sort of the best part of that community. I'm really eager to see how it grows and how it sort of just changes over time.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm really excited about that.
That's great.
It's probably my most anticipated game of this year.
Yeah. No,
in really a year that, honestly, when I reflect on it, I'm a little disappointed with. It's so good that every time I either play this game or someone else plays it and tells me about it, there's just more and more in there.
It was my favorite game at E3, and you know, I'm a huge fan of Tomb Raider and Fallout, all those games, Star Wars, so excited about them. But like, they were more like, what I saw was what I expected. And with Mario Maker, I'm like, oh, I get this. And then I played it and I started creating, and it was it just felt so unique. And you know, you just got to be so creative. I actually tried making a very limited level at E3, and like, I could have stayed there for a decade.
So the two player thing you were telling me about.
Oh, so this is really cool.
It's so fascinating.
It is, yeah. So basically, while you're making a stage, you can hand someone a Wii remote or a Pro controller, or, you know, every configuration under the sun, except the Wii wheel, probably. And basically, the person on the gamepad is designing the level, and then you can tell the person with the controller, okay, press minus or press select, and it will take them to the start of the stage, and they can play test right there while you watch. And you can sort of make tweaks and alterations based on how they're playing, and you can see all that information. Like, it's super cool. The one thing I find myself thinking about that I never thought about before with Super Mario Maker is
how to trick Brian.
Well, no, I can do that. But more so that when I'm designing a stage, like, I'm not a game designer. I've never really latched onto game design tools, even though I guess growing up I always wanted something that was cool. Yeah. When you look at how much work it takes, you're like, I have no patience for this.
Yeah.
The tools are so simple that when I'm designing a stage, all I'm now thinking about is, how do I communicate what I want them to do here?
Yeah.
Like, what is the secret or the thing that I can put here that will signal what you should do right now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fantastic if you think about how the original Super Mario Brothers was incredibly intuitive at that. It was brilliant at that, in that the first thing that happens a second into that game is there's a Goomba.
Yep.
And if you don't learn how to jump, you die. And then you keep walking, and if you see those question marks, and now that you've already learned how to jump, if you jump towards one of them, it gives you a mushroom, and you become more powerful. And there's no tutorials, there's no instructions, but the game teaches you that as it goes. And I think it's so wonderful and fascinating that you're kind of experiencing that same thing yourself by playing with these tools and sort of trying to teach people in their own ways. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's missing for me, honestly, that I'm surprised I have not heard them talk about is, I mean, they're sharing on Miiverse, they're sharing stages, there's following creators, but I am surprised so far there is not a way to upload a playthrough to YouTube.
Well, they said specifically that they want people to experience it themselves. And I agree, but I think they're also totally missing the point.
Yeah.
Because that's free advertising. If I see a level on YouTube, if I went on YouTube and I typed in best Mario Maker levels, say in December, and I go, oh, this one's called Starry Road 55 or whatever, and I go and look that up in the game servers and I find it, I want to try it myself because I want to relive that at home. That's why horror games sell so well now, is because people watch Let's Plays on YouTube and they see people screaming and they go, I want to go on that ride too, and they go and buy the game. It's like a game like Outlast does really well. Yeah. It's why PewDiePie can make a game chart on the NPD, because he just goes, I'm playing this game, Skate 2 from 4 years ago. There's a power of that, like that translates well, and I think it's like, it frustrates me because it's such sort of typical Nintendo of like them being like right there, like you're right on the nose of something, and then they kind of step.
It won't come later though.
I hope so. I really do hope so.
We're going to talk about it later, but Smash Bros is getting it at some point. I just think it's a cool way to share. Like, sharing is so important, and it really does influence people to try things.
I mean, it's. I'm surprised they don't have it in there, because they are obviously now monetizing content on YouTube, right? And so I got to think, when Nintendo had, at their first kind of earnings challenges, that they sat down, they said, what are the alternate revenue streams for us, right? Like, what if our console tanks and the games don't sell? How do we make money? Subscription plans, right? Monetization of advertising, product placement, right? Like, that's what Amiibo. That's what companies jump to, right? Toys, or licensing, all that. And so they are monetizing YouTubers who are not, just kind of casually sharing videos. They're monetizing that. So I figured it would be built into Mario Maker, and I have a feeling it's just something that's going to be added eventually. It's not the top feature they wanted to add.
Yeah, and I think what makes this game so fun to watch, and this was evident to me at the Nintendo World Championship, this was evident to me at when they had it on Game Center CX, the 30th anniversary Mario thing, and even watching a friend of mine play through the stage I had just made, it is so much fun to watch people play it, because you don't know what to expect.
Right.
Like, you can hit a question block, and that doesn't mean a coin or a power-up is coming. It can be an enemy. Like, there's so many different ways to troll in that game.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's such a spectator, event for us. Like, you had a great time at Nintendo World Championship.
Oh, man.
Because you were there on the edge of your seat. Like, what else could possibly happen?
So Super Mario Brothers, obviously one of the most definitive games of all time, if not the one. For me personally, one of the most incredible things. It shaped everything about the games I grew up that I still enjoy now. I still gravitate towards platformers. Loved it like crazy. Mario 2, really weird game. Mario 2 Japan is one of those, when I played that the first time and a purple mushroom popped out and killed me, and I was like, what the that moment, it's almost like that was the sort of the seed that created the entire tree of the game design in Mario Maker, in that there's that constant fear and terror of, I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what's going to spring out of one of these pipes, where the known becomes the unknown, the comfortable becomes the terrifying. It's really, really cool. And I was going to say the 99 different amiibo character thing.
I'm glad you
Did you read about that?
I missed that in news. Yeah.
Mario Maker will support 99 different amiibo, and all of them unlock a character, like 8-bit.
Well, I thought it was 99 skins. It's still a little unclear to me.
99 skins.
There's basically 99 different costumes you can turn into. because
even all the Pokemon, which we were worried about. But the other cool thing is that you'll be
able. Hang on, don't overlook the Pokemon part. Like Pokemon rarely crosses over to anything Nintendo but Smash Brothers, ever. Like, and that's like you and Marty pointed this out to me one day, and I was just like, I can't believe that's a thing. Like you don't see Pikachu driving a cart in Mario Kart 8. Like that's just not a.
Yeah, you didn't see of all the amiibo skins in Mario Kart. Olimar and all these other Pac-Man, Sonic is in there, Mega Man's in there. No Pokemon whatsoever. Mario Party, a bunch of amiibo work with that. No Pokemon whatsoever. I think was there stuff in Woolly World?
No. So if you scan a Pokemon in that game, you get an amiibo T-shirt.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's crazy.
No Charizard, Pikachu, Lucario.
But this one, they got on the phone with the right people, and they gave you a Pikachu you could play as. And I saw a really funny joke because this somebody was saying that basically this game will be, thanks to Amiibo, the best 2D Sonic game in a very, very long time.
Wow, that's mean.
Because it makes perfect sense. I mean, you can play the entire game as Wario, as Link, as Sonic, as anybody you want. So, and all of those characters, if you're one of those people that didn't go insane for Amiibo like we did, are unlockable through gameplay. Which is really cool. So
through the 100 Mario challenge. Yeah.
So I mean, that's really awesome, and I think that's it shows that they're listening, right? Because people have been complaining a lot about how Amiibo support is awesome if you have them, but if you haven't collected them all and they haven't put out the cards for every character yet, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get Amiibo. And if you want to unlock stuff and you want to be a completionist and you don't want to have empty slots open, you can do that now. So yeah, just a really lot of cool stuff in there.